in the poll. Oh, let's scroll on back. Okay, Paul's here, Chili's here, BJ's here. Based on the pick, is that what Canadians do when they're bored? What was the holding up a piece of wood? Paul Waldrop, I was hoping that you'd be around. How's everything down in Texas, my man? I've heard some heard some things about some craziness down in Texas. Are you warm? I'm not warm. I have to heat up my fingers for a little bit before I get going here tonight. Fellow Ashholes, hello, hello. The Ashholes are here. Chili's here. Pinnell's here. BJ's here. Lily's here. Okay, here. Paul's already talking about the solar power. Water leaks. That's handy. 3 gallons of wood glue. What? Okay, there's all kinds of conversations that happened before I showed up. You should change the time of the live show. I should really start scheduling the live show for 5:35 because that's about the average of when I get here. Or buy him a clock. Yeah, you know what? I'm training you guys to realize when I'm late, or to just know that I'm probably going to be late. I always have a decent reason, though. It's not like I'm just sitting here like, oh, I should probably start 5 minutes late, and then I just stand, like, wait around. Like I'm doing stuff. Krista's here. Beckham's here. Right on, right on. Amber's here. Tonight we are turning the thick ash chunk of MERANTI. Won the poll this week. My moose did get out. That I had to wrangle my moose. He got out of the yard, and I don't know if you know anything about moose, but they are stubborn. And trying to get him back into the backyard once he was out loose, running around the neighborhood. Yeah, it's not a fun thing when your moose gets out. Pinnell, I'll start messaging you at 5:25. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was having my hair and makeup girl was late getting to work today. So I was obviously going to be late starting the show because I have to go and beautify in the chair. Oh, could you imagine? That'd be crazy. Any raffle tonight? I don't think I've ever had a raffle. Speaking of raffles, it's a thing that I have thought of doing because, stuff is expensive and shipping is expensive. And I've actually thought about doing raffles for the things, like maybe in a live show. I'll be like, everybody PayPal me if you want in on the raffle. You buy a $5 ticket or a $10 ticket or something, and you have a chance at getting this bowl. And I'll we'll have, what would it be? It would be like we sell 10 raffle tickets, and for $5 each, and everybody has a chance to get the bowl that's turned on the show or something like that. It's something that I could consider doing. But then I don't know, people you spend $5 over and over again and not get a bowl like that. I have thought about it. I do think, though, unless you have a history of being lucky, that over time you would end up spending the same amount on the same number of things. So you just buy it off Etsy instead, or you do like Richardson's do, and they just scoop it out from under everybody and send me a message being like, how much do you want for that? I want to buy it. Hey, Paul spent $5 and got a lathe. That's true. Maybe that's true. People think that's a good idea. Well, maybe we'll do it one week and we'll see if it works out. I mean, I'll sell, like, there's usually about 20 ash holes here. And if everybody wanted to buy in for $5 and that'll cover the bowl and the shipping and my time, and you know, it's a way to look at doing it. Just buy the bowl. It's easier. Kyla Snellman. That's a new name. Yeah, it's easier, but it's less fun to just. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I have to heat up I got my heater here underneath me. I got to warm up because I was out in the driveway sanding. I got some show and tell for you guys tonight. Oh, Chili. Kyla is Chili's lady. Welcome to the show. 3 Aussies here. 3 Aussies and my first ever thing that I got from Australia. I don't think I've ever received anything from Australia, not just like for like YouTube stuff or the show or anything like that. I don't think I've ever actually had a thing that has been in Australia before. And I finally have a thing. This week's show is brought to you by Chili Man and Kyla. Because Scott Grant, I'm not gonna flash it up because it's got addresses and stuff on it, but not only did Scott sign up for Patreon during last week's show to help support the channel, he's also 6 weeks ago sent me his custom, what do you call yourself again, Scott? It's a custom creations by Scott or something like that. He's making his own wood finish product down in Australia, and he sent me some to try. So we're going to put this on the MERANTI bowl tonight. We're going to try it for the first time ever. I haven't even opened it yet. It's an oil wax blend with some abrasive in it and custom creations grit. There we go. Okay, so custom grit stuff finishing. It seems like, based on his Instagram and the conversations that we've had and things, it seems like it's probably most applicable to epoxy resin type things, but he assures me that it is wonderful on wood as well. And there's various different things in here. One of them is a Howard's-like product, he tells me. Yeah, you got 50,000 grit and 100,000 grit in 2 steps of his Jake. Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, stop being late, Jake. All right, let's start by, been out in the driveway sanding. Did I say that? So my fingers are a little bit it's not Texas cold here, but I am in Canada. So even on the west coast of Canada, where we don't get like Canadian winter, it's still, I mean, it's 4 or 5 degrees out. So I don't know, what is that in American? Like $1.40? There's something special in there too that's sticky. You better not send me a spider. If there's a spider in here that make sure there's no spider in here. If there's a spider in here, it's hopefully dead or a drop bear. Krista got so much snow in Toronto area the past week. don't dent the tins. Well, gotta be sure that you guys aren't sending me death spiders. Maybe there's... Oh, it's all bubble wrapped and stuff too. Like, I'm not denting anything. You make me work for this stuff. I appreciate the packaging job. Okay, there we go. Should I? Here. And everybody knows how good I am at unboxing things, right? There we go. Custom grit. Step 1. It's kind of like a paste waxy looking stuff. Has a nice scent to it as well. It doesn't smell like chemicals and stuff. Apparently it's all food grade, food safe. Oh! That's what he's talking about, that's sticky, I'm guessing. Handcrafted, custom creations, Australian made sticker for somewhere in the shop. Fantastic. The baby drop bears. What we got here? Oh, this is... Okay, let's try that one. There's their step 2. So that's the 50,000 grit, and that's the 100,000 grit. We're not going to go that high tonight, I don't think. And then this is... Oh, that's taped in. This is our custom wax. This is probably the stuff that he was telling me about that's like Howard's, except better because it's made by Australian bees, which I assume are huge and deadly. Here's our custom wax. Oh, this is the beeswax finish. Okay, never mind. I don't know what this is. What is this stuff? Because this is the custom wax. It's the more solid wax. What else we got in here? Got another. Oh, we got a mini sticker. And we got a business card. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Is there anything else in here? I'll unwrap that and see if there's anything. I think we're out of stuff. Right on, right on. Liquid beeswax and paste beeswax. Okay, cool. So this should probably be what I'm doing tonight then. Liquid stuff. King Bee bought some Howards this week and made a whiskey tumbler. Nice. There we go. All right, let's try some of this tonight. We'll try some Chili Man's. Should have called it like Chili Man's Custom Creations. We'll put a little sticker up someplace. Right on. This is the second package that I have gotten from a viewer of the show. The first one was Mr. Paul Waldrop's package came earlier this week as well. He sent me a Tune-O-Matic bridge, some tuners for my guitar, some wiring, something I don't know what it is. They're little screws of some kind, but I'm not sure what they're for. What else was in there? A bunch of guitar stuff to help me out with my guitar build, which is what I was out in the driveway working on before I showed up, which is why I was late, because I had to clean up my mess. He said, yeah, a nut as well. Use whatever I want tonight. Maybe step 2 and then the wax. Okay, well, we'll talk about it once it's time to strap buttons. Yes, Paul, strap buttons. I don't know what they look like little ferrules of some kind with screws, but I don't know. I could go get it. Go get the box. I put everything back in it. Screws are, oh, neck mounting screws. Okay. So, speaking of necks, last week we had blanks. We had a body blank and a neck blank. This week, in the guitar process, we've got almost a neck with a fretboard. There's a truss rod in there. Look at that. I am coming along with this thing. I just basically did the initial sort of rounding of the edges. So I was out in the driveway just giving it its initial sanding to start rounding things off a little bit, start the shaping process. My fretboard is still too thick, but I've got the slots marked and cut into it. I'm going to have to obviously recut them once it gets down to size. What kind of radius on the fretboard? Right now it's dead flat. I don't know what I'm going to do for a radius, but if we didn't know any better, you might think that you knew what you were doing. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to take the Shinto rasp out. Now that I've got the edges broken on it, I'm going to chuck it up in the leg vise and do the Shinto rasp and make it nice and comfy. And then I'll radius the fretboard to something comfortable. I don't actually have a plan. Like, this is not how I work. I don't plan things. I get a general idea of what I'm doing in terms of plan, and then I just kind of jump in. So, but it's looking pretty good so far. The Sibelian cherry, and then I believe this is Panama rosewood fretboard. I got the truss rod access here to get through to the truss rod that's underneath here. Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. I'm happy with this. And yeah, that's where the guitar is at. I have almost a neck. What do I plan? I plan this guitar. That's the extent of my plan. I drew it on this piece of MDF. And then and then I start making it, and I hope that it turns into a guitar. That's how much I plan. I did cut the fret slots. They're gotta be just approximate though. Like when I did the fret slot calculation thing, was like, some of them are like 11.26 millimeters from the previous fret. I'm like, I can't, like, the kerf of the saw is like, 0.4 of a millimeter. So how are you possibly supposed to do that? So they all should be close. I think it. I don't know. Marv's, I'm late, but I will chastise those of you who have not hit the like button. No, BJ, I wasn't late this week. I was right on time. Shh. If they're late, they don't need to know that I was late. You're supposed to be on my team. I'm gonna grab a beverage while my fingies continue to warm up from driveway sanding. Oh, and then I got some other show and tell. Because I went down to my wood store again today. Oh, might as well get this out of the way. Last week or next week is canceled. I cannot do a show next week. I have a previous engagement that is my wife's birthday, and I am not going to do a live YouTube show on my wife's birthday. So next week is canceled. This week we're going to probably do an extended show. because you guys picked the deep ash MERANTI bowl, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer than usual, and we'll do some extra hanging out. But I did go to the wood store today, the wood blank, the bowl blank store. She's more important than us? Yes. I'm going to go with yes. You're right, Infinity. Yeah, you're right. I should have just scheduled the show. Could you imagine? I put up the thing like half an hour before the show starts, like it's going to be a show. And then I just leave you guys sitting here for hours just waiting for it to start. Like, wow, he's really late this week. So I got a few more blanks that are show worthy, size and material. I grabbed a couple of walnuts, a couple of 7x walnuts, black walnut 7x 2 and a bits, and because it's one of my new favorites and it seems to be a popular choice amongst the ashholes, I got 2 more myrtles. Got what is that? A 2x8 myrtle that's got some cool streaking and stuff happening in it. And I got a 2x10. So yeah, and it's got some wicked cool stuff happening in it too. So there'll be some more myrtle options during the weekly poll. Be some walnut options during the weekly poll. We like myrtle because it's fun to say over and over again. Myrtle, 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 myrtle. It is. It's fun to say. But it's also gorgeous. And it's a nice wood to turn. Like it cuts really nice. It sands really nice. It shines up really nice. And there's always interesting stuff happening in it. Oh, warm up my fingies. Anybody else making anything cool these days? I'm making a guitar. Walnut. You love walnut too. That's a tough choice. I think we should probably do a walnut before we do another myrtle, because we've done 2 of the myrtles, I think. And I don't know that we've ever done a walnut. Have we? Maybe. Paul's working on 5 guitars. Marv was out taking photos. Lone tree on a snowy hillside. That sounds awesome. Abadi. That's all. Walnut first. Making another serving board for a customer and some work on a yacht. Nice. Working on yachts. Yeah, you need to get to work, Chili, because you need to buy yourself a yacht so you can come up to Canada, bring me a wallaby, and hang out for a week, and we'll make some stuff. Beckham's got to make some more cutting boards, but he's burnt out from making them. I hear you. When I do batch work, it's just exhausting. New door and backslash is it splashbacks. Nice. Kitchen cabinets, right on. We want to make an entrance table with a hidden drawer. Sweet. I also have to remember, I always forget that there's like a not insignificant delay between when I say things and when you guys can respond. I think it's somewhere around 20 seconds, something like that, before you'll hear what I'm saying right now. Resin and burl splashback for the laundry. That's not helping heat up my fingertips. And I have to remember to turn this off before I go over there. Misfit made a really nice walnut ring box. Sweet. Love walnut. I think I've said that before. I think it's my favorite wood. Myrtle is making a hard push to become my favorite wood, though. The last couple of things I've done with myrtle have been spectacular. For some reason, you're reading the chat before I see it pop up tonight. Have you pushed the thing all the way to the end so that you're like live? Pretty stoked on how this is coming. You guys would position the moose and cover their antlers with aluminum foil and copper wire. It may eliminate the delay and increase the signal strength. Well, I don't know if you've ever tried to put aluminum on moose's antlers. They don't really like when you mess with them. Yatoba is Amber's favorite. I'm pretty sure I knew about that. Beckham, I did finish the table. The video is still not ready. There's like a lot of footage. Yeah, moose do hate aluminum foil. The video for the coffee table is almost ready. I just have to do a voiceover and just tighten up a few sections that are lagging, that slowing things down a little bit in the timeline, but it's close. Next week, instead of a show, there will be a 25-minute coffee table build video that goes out. I hit a moose the last time I was in Canada. Yeah, it would total your car, and the moose will walk away. That's what'll happen. All wild kangaroos are world champion kickboxers. That's true. That's also that's just a fact. I read that in an encyclopedia. Okay. I'm warmish now. Meranti. Deep one. 4 and a bit inches deep. Meranti. Let's go. Oh. And we'll finish it off with some of Scott's custom creations. And find that it's garbage. Oh, heater. Heater. It literally just said that. Ken Jones. I'm game to watch someone tinfoil a moose. Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere close to that happening. A random piece of walnut came down the shelf. That's handy. Okay. Never turned Meranti. I have used Meranti in a few projects. The legs of, I think, my sofa table. The legs of my sofa table, I think, are Meranti. Possibly the raised dog feeder might have had Meranti legs on it. But I've never spun it. So, let's find out. pretty centered. I'm happy with that. I'm going pretty quick already. Pretty dusty. I should be sharp. Except the grinder isn't even plugged in because my lamp is plugged in instead. I'm gonna just make sure that I'm sharp because that's coming out dusty instead of ribbony. I don't know if that's just because I'm not sharp or because that's what this wood does. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Well, I'm not round at the top yet. Okay, now I am. Didn't listen to what? Almost a mahogany brick. Yeah, the MERANTI is very mahogany-esque. It's almost like a sort of softish mahogany. I believe some people actually refer to it as Philippine mahogany. Let's just make a couple cuts and we'll see what we like. I'll try to remember that you guys are 20 seconds behind, so I'll stop once in a while and see if you guys have opinions on stuff. I don't know what you mean by a donut shape. All bowls are donut shaped. Donuts are round. pretty dusty. Well, is it like literally just dust floating in the air that's making you guys look like that, or is that? That's actually kind of nice. Just one big cove. Do I have an air filtration system? Well, yes and no. I have a box fan with a filter on it. Camera lens. Could just be the camera lens. Here, hold on. Does that help? I don't, let's just do one big sweepy cove. What do you guys think? Yeah, I fixed it. Okay. Do we like this? This one big sweepy cove? Donut shape would be the opposite of what I did. Oh, okay. So just one big, yeah, okay. I get you. Let's do one big sweepy cove. With a little bit of a bottom. Might make it a little bit more steep, shallow, steep. I can't see what I'm doing. That's not safe. Oh. I don't know. be easy to sand. It's simple. Let's go with it. Let's just have some fun. Come on. Okay. I'm never... If I just keep messing with it, it's just going to keep getting smaller. So let's just... Okay, that's our general shape. And this stuff is so dusty. Like I know that I'm sharp, so whew. Oh. I gotta get better lighting on this side of the lathe. I may have said that before. This is... I don't know if I'm enjoying this. I mean, I like hanging out with you guys, but Meranti's messed up. I gotta step away. I can just get it at least flat. Oh. This is this is a thing that's happening. Oh, Misfits here. Welcome to the show. I was on time. No, I wasn't. Let me get something to wipe you guys off. Oh, I don't know. I just not. MERANTI. Okay, that's what that does. I think it's worse than the Espave. Remember the Espave was all like dusty too? Just disintegrates when you put your tool in it. Beer's probably full of dust. This is unhealthy. Dry ash wood, that's what this is. This is a dry ash wood. But we're gonna fight through. Interesting little sweep happening up the side of it. I don't dislike the way that it looks, but man, it's kind of like silky oak. I've never worked with silky oak. It reminds me of kind of reminds me of the Espave a little bit, the way that it just explodes into dust. But Meranti, all the Meranti I've ever worked with has been very mahogany-esque. Mahogany-esque? No, all that time on hair and makeup, and now I'm covered in murk and yeah, Meranti. Work with red cedar dust. Yeah, it kind of is. It's a weird, strange blend of mahogany and red cedar, which those two things should not go together. Wonder if I'm an idiot for buying 4 pounds of beeswax today? No, they always buy the beeswax. I got fancy new beeswax things. You weren't here when I unboxed my fancy new finishes, my gritty finishes from Australia that I'm going to be using tonight. Is it turning into a sanding nightmare? No, it's just turning into a dusty nightmare. I should probably, if I had a third hand, I would be holding the dust collector over this bowl while I'm actually turning it instead of just while I'm sanding it. Set neck on the guitar, yes. No, I'm not going to do bolt on. I'm just going to glue it in. Made from Australian bees. And a top secret abrasive. It's only available on the side of one cliff in a remote region of Australia. Need to ride in on a kangaroo. There's like a kangaroo mystic who takes you to the cliffside where you can harvest the grit that you then mix with Australian beeswax in order to create don't call me racist. Shut up, Dave. Those are from Custom Creations in Australia. New beeswax and grit finishes with a hint of bark from the sandpaper tree. That's right. And a little bit of wallaby tears. The step one, okay, hold on. The step one between my fingers. Yeah. And it does smell good too. You're using some kind of like essential oil in this thing as well. So I'm looking forward to it. And if I like it, I'm calling dibs on being Scott's Canadian distributor / retailer of this product. Doubles as beard balm. Hey, I can add it to my pile of beard balms I don't use. Some platypus poison. Yeah, there we go. There's all kinds of magical ingredients in that. What is that stuff for? Marv asks. It's a new finish. It's gonna, maybe it replaces Howard's Vegan wax as my go-to finish. I can try it tonight on the Meranti if I don't just give up on the Meranti. Oh. All right, let's get back to it. No, I don't want to go back over there. Gotta go back over there. Don't talk crazy about Howard's. I don't know if it'll replace Howard's. I think it'll be, I'm looking forward to trying it, especially because it was sent to me by a viewer of the show who's just getting started out making this stuff. And I want to support him, and Howard's has never sent me a box of finish, has he? Stupid Howard. Maybe if Howard sends me a box of finish, then I've got one lung. Yeah, you only need one, right? Goodbye, Howards. You weren't sponsoring anyway. All right, let's. I'm gonna turn my air cleaner on because that probably won't help any. But let's get back to it. We'll start sanding the outside. I have my vacuum on anyway. This isn't heating anymore. I don't need that. There we go. Oh man, look at that is not shavings. That is like a pile of sawdust. You know, if I could find an air-powered positive pressure respirator for less than $1,000, that'd be great. How are we? It's a little, let's start down about 120-ish. Screw it. We'll start all the way down at 80. All right, loud noises. Put your finger on that volume button. All right, Scott, what do I have to go up to, man? 4? Go up to 50,000. Well, yeah, that's the plan. But what do I have to go up before I get to that custom grit stuff, Scott? 400? Because I'm at 320. Should I go to 4? Let's go to 4. All right. We'll go 400. Then we'll go to custom grit. I'm not going to 400 in the recess underneath the bottom of the bowl. MERANTI might never make it back on this lathe. This may be the one and only time that this ever happens. It's pretty smooth. Okay. Custom grit. It's fine. Step 1. Step 1, custom grit. Straight out of Australia. On a mystical cliff that you have to ride a kangaroo to get to. Okay, I'm gonna wait 20 seconds for an answer, but do I spin this while I'm applying it, or do I apply it and then I spin it and then buff it? You like what you see? Start bidding. Limited run. Yeah. This is possibly the only Meranti thing that I ever apply first and then spin it. Okay. It's thick. Just like this piece of Meranti. It's almost like a paste wax, but fancy and Australian. But once we get some friction happening and it heats up, I'm assuming, Chili will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that this abrasive compound will also break down as it's being buffed and create finer and finer and finer particles. Remember, we need to insult both the bowl and Chili's finish tonight. This is a good point. Tonight's not just about insulting the presenter, but also the guy who supplied the finish. That's pretty nice, Chili. I'm gonna have a problem getting it down into my little crevices. Because it's not as liquid. I will use some of your other more liquidy stuff to get down in there. Getting little paper towel bits. Just a little bit of that. Should we go step 2? That's pretty smooth. That's pretty smooth, dude. I want to say that we should probably buff that off after a while, eh? Like, it should probably some pretty nice luster. Yeah, remove excess of step 1 before step 2. I don't know that there's too much excess left anymore, but that's pretty nice, dude. The light catch in that is pretty nice. New cloth in step 2. All right. Long show tonight, everybody. We're trying things. Whoa. Step 2 is funky looking. This is softer, eh? Trying new things, new wood, new finish. I also have a new beer. The one that I was drinking was not a new beer, but I do have a new beer. Let's do that next too. New beer, new finish, new wood. I almost think I want to try this stuff like heated up a little bit. Yeah. You've hit on something here, my man. This is I'm very interested to see how it cures and hardens up. Because this is very, very nice. Let's have a sit. I do wish that I had tried it for the first time on something that I'm familiar with, so I could more accurately, like, because I don't have anything to compare it to on MERANTI, right? But at what point does this bond with his DNA and give him a weird superpower? Yeah, that's a good question. I would like a new superpower given to me by custom grit. I'm gonna have fun playing with these. Next time I put something up on the lathe that I'm actually familiar with how it finishes with other things, I'll be able to do a more accurate comparison, but it's looking good so far. Try it on walnut. Yeah, let's one of these guys 2 weeks from now we'll do a walnut and I'll try that stuff again. Aside from the 5 condiments coming from, yes, that's not a superpower. 5 condiments coming from my left hand, sorry, fingertips. We're an hour and a half in, and I haven't flipped this bowl over yet. You're welcome, everybody. And I got to remove a whole bunch more wood. Ooh, BJ, good call. A pen. This stuff would be money on a pen. Because you go up to like 600 on a pen, and then you hit it with a couple layers of this stuff to get up even higher. Yeah. Hour and a half from when it was supposed to start. I don't see you starting on time on your show, Pinnell. Oh, that's right. Because you don't have a show. Can you eat snacks from the bowl? Yeah. It's like he's given out a non-poisoning guarantee. How would it work with a buffing wheel is a good question. If I threw some of this on a buffing wheel, would that? I bet it would be good. I've got like a drill attachment buffer thing that I use for. Ooh, I have a polisher that I use for tabletops and stuff. I'm gonna have some fun playing. And like, this might not look like a ton of finish, but I bet this is going to last me a really long time because I don't think you use very much. I did see a video. Chili has a video of him eating it. But yeah, we didn't see, like, you didn't record the next couple of days and just leave it running to see whether or not that was a good idea. Like, yeah, we saw you eat it, but we don't have any follow-up on that. BJ, no, he does not have any U.S. distributors because he doesn't have any North American distributors because he's just getting going. And I am calling dibs on being his first North American distributor. And eat it again. Oh, it's fun stuff. I'm looking forward to giving it a go. And I'm gonna try it on the next few things, and then I'll give it I know he sent it to me for free, but he's not paying me to review it or anything. So like, I'll be honest. If it turns out that it sucks, I'm gonna tell him. I'll tell you right now, Chili. I'm gonna tell him if it sucks. So far, it doesn't look like it sucks, but it also doesn't feel like it's gonna get driven nice and deep, just because of the viscosity of it. I mean, maybe it will, but not sure. It almost feels like, no, but this is a sanding grid as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But it feels like maybe a layer of Howards to get seeped down deep. And then we can dig into this stuff. Or no, that's probably what the more liquidy stuff is for. Maybe that first. And then you go through the grits to give it a top coat and get it all nice and smooth. I'm gonna play around. Ask if his wife thought him eating it was a good idea. Well, you can ask her. She's here. Was he on the toilet for like 4 hours, like 12 hours after? Put some on a board, sanded it back. It was very deep. Couldn't sand it out. Okay. And I imagine with the heat generated from the friction on the lathe, it would probably get driven relatively deep too. This episode sponsored by the Tangy Zip of Miracle Whip and Custom Creations food safe wood finishes. The grit felt good coming out the other end. it's pretty smooth, I gotta say. Let's flip it around. We'll take another hour and a half to dig out the inside of this bowl. It'll be super dusty again. But I'm a still maker. I don't just make it to sell. He uses all, yeah, follow him on Instagram. He's always buffing it into stuff. But he uses a lot of epoxy. I'm gonna try, when I do to start getting into epoxy, I have a feeling that this is gonna be more useful than it is on wood. Not that it's not useful on wood, but I think it's probably more suited for resin products. But I certainly appreciate him sending it, and it's got some luster for sure. Oh, let's make some more. Fucking room full of dust. Okay. Inside. Here we go. Grace and Lily say hi. Hello, Grace and Lily. Get in there, you little jerk. All right, back it up. Let's get the inside out of this. Hour 33 into the show, and he's flipped around the bowl. That's... yeah. Oh. I don't want to do this. It's so unpleasant. There we go. Good news, everybody. Cracked it. Walnut. Round 2. Beckham says, wait? For what? Grace says that's not how you build a bowl. That's a good point. Grace is wiser than her years. Because that is, in fact, not how you build a bowl. All right, so walnut. Well, that's what I get for not measuring anything. Well, look, something that makes actual, like, actual, like, all right. We're an hour 40 in, and we're starting bowl number 2. This is, welcome to the adventure that is this show. Okay. Yay! I'll figure out something to do with that Meranti. Man, I still have my screw holes, so I could just remount and just shallow it out. I just don't wanna right now. We're gonna do walnut instead. Oh, there we go, Meranti guitar picks. Yeah. Loud noises. And now my lathe doesn't want to go out of reverse. Like, is this for real right now? Like, I can't go forward with my lathe anymore? Because that's gonna get it sent back. Hey. Yeah, it's going the right way. It's still a little disconcerting though. I'm gonna put a couple little ridges in here for fun. All right. Howards. We'll get back to your stuff, Chili, I promise. But an hour 52 into the show, and I'm flipping around my second attempt at a bowl. We're gonna just do what I know. Oh, you're right. I should have just used the other stuff. Okay, we'll use it on the inside. I'm clearly getting impatient with this evening. An hour and 53 into it. I did, in fact, say it would be a longer show tonight. Gotta say, I did not expect to be starting a second bowl an hour and a half in. But I did say it would be a longer show. When a bowl breaks, it's just bevy time? No. No. We got lots. We'll do a little walnut one. Really? Okay. Oh, good. Mike Bennett's here. Yay. There we go. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Tonight is a thing that happened. And it's still happening. We're only 2 hours in. Pack you guys up. Okay, break time. Because I'm in a state. I'll fix that that MERANTI one at some point. Thankfully, I didn't actually get too deep into the inside of it before that happened. So I can get that back up on the lathe. Oh, how's everybody doing? Good. You're tippy. Bad things happen when you rush. Yep, I was rushing. Mike finally found a wood he couldn't beat. I've not beaten lots of woods. The cedar didn't work. The espave didn't work. There's been, I'm not always successful at this show. It is what it is. Yeah, we are having fun though. Maybe we'll get a little walnut one out of it. And we got some new stuff to play with, new finishing stuff. Let's have a look at. It does shine up nice. It's not a very deep bowl. It's not going to hold very much popcorn. But still got my screw holes. So I can remount that, I think. And then I'll just take off that. Do a new one. Stupid MERANTI. It was so dusty too. Like that's the worst part is like if it would have been pleasant up until that point. But no, it was not. We'll just finish off this little walnut guy. Yeah. It does look like mahogany. It is related to mahogany. Oh. Made a guitar neck. There were some successes today. The MERANTI bowl wasn't one of them, but the guitar neck had a few successes today to get to this point. Mahogany's fourth cousin twice removed on his third cousin's mom's side. Yes, that is exactly what Meranti is. Walnut. Oh. Walnut. Yeah. Oop. Sorry about that.
Loud noises.
Wow. Ugh. Yay! Wipe you guys off. All right. There we go. Custom creations, custom wax. And we are done. This stuff's almost like a gel. Walnut. It's not Meranti, but certainly is walnut. Successful thing. Yay! I had 2.5 hours, a long time, to make a 7-inch by 2-inch walnut bowl. Oh, what are we talking about? Misfits making stuff. Laminated purple heart and silver maple for the handle. Walnut torn between. Oh, hold on. What? Purple heart, silver maple handle. What are we making? What? Oh, a mallet. Sweet. Mallets are fun projects. Oh, people just talking about what they're making. Okay. You guys do that for a couple of minutes. I'm a step away. I'm going to take a beer. I'm going to come back in 4 minutes. My head hurts. Back shortly, I promise. Oh, it's dusty in here. That's probably great for viewer retention. Just walk away for a couple of minutes. I had to have a stretch and swear out loud a little bit. Yeah. Oh, that was one of the more frustrating shows that we've done on the channel. We got a walnut bowl out of it, and we got the start of a MERANTI bowl that just shines. Man, I think, Scott, I think I'm going to enjoy this stuff, man. This is good. Oh, I did power through it. You don't need to feel pressured. I made a guitar neck today. Not all good, just frustrating on this side of the camera. Okay, good to know. You guys didn't get a little bit stressed out when this thing all of a sudden like was spinning all straight and then started going like this instead? That didn't do anything for you guys? And the ash holes are still here, and I very much appreciate the ash holes being here. As always, you guys are the reason that I do this. I think I was going to count. I was going to like defend my taking next week off by saying like I've done 20 weeks in a row and I deserve a week off, but I didn't actually do the count. So I think I started doing the weekly version of the live show at about October. So October, November, December, January, and a couple of that's got to be close to 20 weeks of consistent show. So, more worried about me eating a bowl at high speed. No, I still haven't I've had one thing come off the lathe and like completely come off the lathe. And it went the other way. One bowl completely come off the lathe when it broke, and it went the other way. Everything else, it just like, I guess the physics behind it, I'm not sure because I'm not a physicist. But when it breaks, there's still like pressure in there, right? So as long as you hit the thing. Still drooling at the hand planes. Oh man, I've been having fun with the hand planes on the guitar build, man. I cracked out the Veritas, the low angle jack, yesterday when I was squaring things up and flattening things out, and I will never buy another new hand plane. Like I'll buy old vintage hand planes and stuff that aren't. But I'll never buy a new hand plane that isn't made by Veritas. That's just, I'll spend the extra money. Does that mean you have to take Amber on a real date next week? Well, what you guys could do is you could just play various episodes of the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff show that you haven't watched yet. You watch the mahogany coffee table. Oh, and hopefully the new coffee table build is going to be out next weekend. So you can start with that, and then you can go into the archives of Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff and watch all the shows that you haven't seen, because I think there's 2 years of weekly-ish shows. So if you haven't seen all 100 and plus episodes, next weekend, next Saturday night. Oh, Veritas Custom Smoother. Yeah, that's one of my next. Well, Probably my next one is either going to be a shoulder plane or a router plane, but the smoother is on the list for sure. Lee Nielsen also, from everything I've heard, makes fantastic planes. But Veritas, I mean, I'm Canadian. It's a Canadian company, Canadian-made products, and the quality is outstanding. And they're the only ones that make PMV11 steel in their irons, which is just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. It sharpens super fast and it holds an edge. And they're the only ones that have it. You watched even the pork chop. Oh, the pork chop one. That was fun. Do I have any roughing planes? Not really. I am going to make one of my 4s probably into a scrub plane. But I mean, my number 6 can hog material off, like, pretty efficiently. But yeah, Veritas, like I said, it's the only new plane I'm going to buy probably from now on. You won't even miss me. I did that with cheap Chinese plane, made a scrub plane. Yeah, why not? Just open the mouth up, camber the iron, away you go. I also, most of these, well, not most of them. Some of them I bought like super cheap, and because they got like broken totes and stuff, and I was going to make projects out of them. Like, let's make a walnut tote and knob for an old Stanley hand plane. Like, that'll be fun, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. That one's got a broken tote. My 5 corrugated has a broken tote. I got a Shelton that's a little bit too upright in the handle for me, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Maybe that's the scrub plane. I don't know. Not sure. That was fun-ish, right? It was super dusty. MERANTI is not going to be high on the list of woods that I purchase at the store for turning. Like, you guys saw me being no sharper when the walnut got on there than when the MERANTI was on there, right? Like, I didn't go back and sharpen between those two things. And the MERANTI was dust, and the walnut was shavings. So, like, I thought it was just maybe I wasn't quite sharp, but clearly that wasn't it. Had to uncamber my number 7 the other day. Hold on. Don't know why they had it sharpened that way. Like, it was fully cambered, or was it just at the tips? Because I tend to do that when I'm sharpening, even my flat irons that I want to stay flat. I'll like go a little bit extra on the corners when I'm sharpening just to like nip them off a little bit. But it's not a full camber by any means. This show's been great. Yeah, 2.5 hours, still going strong, still 18 people. Hey, it's 18 people watching. There's only 10 thumbs. Oh. Seems like the dusty woods do tend to put up a fight. I don't know what it is. It's always like a mahogany-esque kind of wood, generally, that messes with me. The MERANTI, the Espave was kind of mahogany-esque as well, and it messed with me. I feel like you have about 1/8 to 1/4 on each edge. Yeah, maybe he was using it as a 4-plane for like heavy duty. I don't know why you would want to use a 7 as a 4-plane, but hit the thumbs up from the start when Pinnell said something. Yeah, Pinnell's got my back. He's getting Hey, Pinnell, you've been advertising the Patreon page as well? Because, oh, me and Pinnell have been having a discussion about Patreon. He signed up at $3 back when he signed up a few months ago. And then he upped it to $4. But the amount that Patreon is taking out of his account has not changed. And like, apparently he paid $3.94 or something when he was at $3, and now they took out $3.96 or something now that he's at $4. So Patreon doesn't know what they're doing. He's an instrument maker, guitar builder who passed away, and he cambered his 7. Don't know why he would have done that. I mean, like, you don't accidentally camber a number 7 plain iron, so he had to have a reason. Maybe he was making his guitars out of straight up trees, like just chopping down the tree, and he needed to just get it hogged away so it would be mostly flat before he started drying it. I don't know. That's weird. Cellos, basses, okay. Yeah, uncamber that, and you got yourself a jointer. I don't have a jointer. The biggest I've got is a 6. I don't picture ever needing a 7 or an 8. Like, I have an actual jointer. Like, so I probably don't even need the 6, but it's fun. I love it. Oh. Should we buff another coat of, what's that stuff called, Scott? Let's get one more coat of this stuff into the walnut. I didn't believe you when you said you signed up for Patreon. It's not that I didn't believe you, it's just I didn't get a notification. Custom liquid wax. I keep going through this stuff. It's almost like a gel. I probably don't need to be putting it on as thick as I think I do. Because I like gloop on the Howards. I don't think I need to do that with this stuff. Because it comes out, it's like a gel. I have my mask on my face. My mask is totally on my face right now. Because safety first. Nice little addition of the ridges there. Happy I made that spontaneous decision. That's pretty cool. Oh. The hand up for protection reminds me of the story of the grandfather protecting his face from a chainsaw that kicked back. Yeah. Yeah. I like the flare on the edge. I like the little, yeah. And then nice sort of interior bevel down into the bowl. That, for a spontaneous second attempt of the night, that That's pretty okay. Little bit. Might go back into that with something. Hold on. The little spontaneous ridges weren't as super clean as they could have been. But I'm pissed off now and I want to make something still. That's pretty good. Oh, and we had another adventure. Earlier today, I made a guitar neck. I just gotta, and there's much more work still to do on it, but it's getting close. That 100,000 grit finish on it would have been, yeah, well, we'll get there. Okay. Any more questions, concerns, comments, things we can talk about, hypotheticals about food? Marv loves it when we talk about food. Schechter style head on that neck. Oh, well, I don't know that I know Schechter. I mean, I believe you. Actually, I have heard the name Schechter. I don't know that I've ever actually seen one. Maybe I have. When we might buy in an RC truck? I'm not buying an RC truck. I'm waiting for you to replace all of the parts on your RC truck so you can build me one out of your spare parts and then sell it to me for like 20 bucks. I'll take all your garbage cast off parts made into a truck for 20 bucks. Or a bowl, maybe. Maybe I'll trade you a bowl for an RC truck that you build out of old parts. Mr. Fancy Pants upgrading his truck all the time. We're almost there and you're missing a 0? Well, then forget it. I don't want it that bad. Still thinking of Marv's sandwich from last week. Yeah. Let's go 3 hours. Let's do a 3-hour live show tonight. We're only 15 minutes out. Because no show next week, remember? Just, yeah. In case you missed that. It's wife's birthday next week, and we're not doing a show. Oh, Chili's talking trucks. Oh, no, wait. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about anymore. Oh, I'd have to make another bowl. I don't think I can make one in 15 minutes. If I had pen blanks ready to go, I could probably whip up a pen. I think I could do a pen in 15 minutes. Oh, yeah. So, I've decided what Patreon money is going to be. There's something on my screen. Hold on. I got to get something off my screen because it keeps making me think that I have sawdust in my beard, but it's actually just a piece on the screen. Daughter says, nice bowl. I appreciate it, Madison. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with it. So Patreon, I still have I have never cashed out my Patreon money. that people are so generously giving me over there. But I've decided that I am going to cash it out, and I'm going to buy a CBN grinding wheel for sharpening tools, a Easy Wood Tools full-size finisher for over at the lathe, because it feels like the Patreon people have come on board because of my lathe stuff. So I feel like I should spend it on lathe stuff. So I'm going to buy lathe stuff with my Patreon money. So I get a CBN wheel. I'm going to get a new turning tool, new carbide turning tool. And I may get one other thing, depending on, I have to do the math on it, but I think I have almost $400 in Patreon money that I can cash out and spend on the shop. So thank you to everybody over on Patreon are going to be buying me new things to improve the show and the time that I have here in the shop. And yeah, why the full-size tool versus the mid-size tool? Because why not? I want to be able to get out over the tool rest further and have proper leverage so that it doesn't grab and bite and chatter. And I think the price differences are probably, I think it's probably like 10 or 15 bucks more for the full size one over the mid size one. So I'm going to do that. Easy Wood Tools Pro Size Hollow Finisher round tip one. Yep, that's the one. Red handle. I don't like carbide over traditional tools. I actually prefer my gouge over the carbide ones. But I started with carbide ones, but they're just little. And I'm comfortable with the finisher, the carbide finisher. I just want to be able to get further out from the tool rest. So I'm gonna buy one high quality carbide tool that I can use for my carbide purposes. And then from there, I'll just end up, that'd probably be the only carbide tool I'll use after I have it. Mike and everyone have got to go. All right, Beckham. Well, yeah, it's probably midnight there. After a lot of sharpening, a full-size one will one day be a small one. Well, no, because it's carbide, so it's just the tip. RCs are an old man's dirt bike. I like that. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, Beckham. Oh. It's funny that you say RCs are an old man's dirt bike, because Mike Bennett happens to have also been a dirt bikey kind of a fella too. Meant the traditional ones. I only have the bowl gouge. That's the only traditional tool I have. I have a bowl gouge, and I have the 3-pack of mini carbide tools. Those are my only turning tools. Well, except for the crap ones that came with the Mastercraft lathe. These little stupid. Like what are you going to turn with this? That's the skew chisel that came with my first lathe. All right. Later, Paul. I will definitely let you know if I have questions. I will have questions. Mainly with the electronics, I think probably. I should be able to actually get the construction of the guitar. But I do have the bowl gouge I do have is a 1/2-inch bowl gouge. Parabolic flute. I don't think so. I don't think it's a deep. I think it's just a normal. It's the it's One-Way's 1/2-inch standard bowl gouge. Let's see if it shows up on the camera. Oh yeah, I guess maybe it is parabolic. Huh. Who'da knew? That is my one and only traditional turning tool. I will be adding to my arsenal eventually. Sand the backs of the pots so the solder sticks to them. Put down a small film of it before trying to put the ground wire. Hey, all right, good to know. Turn a box with what crappy tire has in the box. Yeah, I have done that. I did do a turn lidded box on the old crappy tire box or lathe. I don't think I did it with the Canadian Tire tools that came with the lathe, though, to be honest. I did them with the carbide ones. Just wear Kevlar. Yeah, no doubt. Well, I was using a bench chisel when I hurt myself on the lathe. Because I literally my thought was, well, bench chisel is going to be better than what they gave me. So that's how that happened. Tin all your components and wires first. I actually don't even know what that means, to tin your components. I'm going to have to do some looking up and some YouTubing and stuff to figure out electronics and how to wire a guitar. You're going to get the bed extension, outboard turning package. I have the bed extension. The reason my lathe is as long as it is because I have the outboard turning extension that I have put on the end of the bed of the lathe for now, but you can move it to either side. So right now I've got it living on the bed, but I can move it over if I ever have something that is too big for the bed. So yes, I will probably, actually what I'll probably end up doing eventually is buying the 20-inch extension, and then I can move the 10-inch outboard extension over where it belongs. You ordered one? Good. It's good value, I think, for what is 200-ish Canadian. And you get the extra little riser knuckle part for the banjo and stuff. It's good. It's good value. Solder the wires components first, and when you join them, they stick together easier. Hold on. Okay. $150 for the extension. That's good value. If you have much soldering to do, get an adjustable heat iron. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I got to buy a soldering iron. Hey Paul, are you still around? How many watts do I want in a soldering iron? Like, because there's a ton of range in soldering irons. Thinking like 40? Because I probably don't want like a little crappy 25 watt thing, but I'm pretty sure I don't need like the big professional like 190, 200 watt thing, do I? Use 40? Okay, 40's good. It's kind of where I thought I probably wanted to land, but more is better. But I'm not sure, because I think can't you be too hot for certain things and like burn your stuff that you're using? I think I read somewhere that like if you are using too hot of a soldering iron when you're doing guitar electronics, like it'll wreck your stuff. But I I clearly don't know what I'm doing. So why not enter an international luthiery contest while you don't know what you're doing? Oh yeah, if it's adjustable, I guess that's a good point. You just dial it down. I don't know. We'll see how much money I feel like spending when I go to buy one. Get a station with a magnifying glass and alligator clips to hold parts. Hey, that's a good idea. I could just use the branding iron. Chris Pinnell, he's always thinking, why don't I just use my branding iron? see, if people are giving me advice on like electronics now, and like it's not going to help. I'm gonna have to like watch a professional and take notes and stuff because I'm not going to remember these. You can burn the components. Orange capacitors are $10 each. Yeah, see, like, what I should do is I should just like build the guitar and then bring it to a luthier and be like, wire this up. That's what I should do. But that's, yeah, I mean, part of the fun is that I'm learning new skills and I'm trying things I've never done, and you know. Yeah. And why not, while you're doing it, enter a international competition? Remember back at school when we had to heat up the soldering iron in a forge? Oh, wow. This stuff doesn't smell much at all. The custom wax. Okay, Scott, what is this stuff for? I got it all figured out except for this stuff, the custom wax. I don't know what this stuff is for. Is this just like essentially just a paste wax? Like I could use this on my planes and stuff. Because it's definitely a more solid. The paste wax, okay. So these ones are for sanding. The step 1, step 2 are for finishing and sanding at the same time, essentially. And then the liquid stuff in the bottle is essentially like a gel form of Howard's type product. And then I got the paste wax, which I might use on the bed of some of my planes, because yeah. Mike doesn't charge by the hour for tonight. No, I'm not charging anybody anything for tonight. Well, I'm charging YouTube like, I don't know, 12 cents or something, probably by the entire lifetime of this video being on the internet. I probably will be charging Google like 12 cents. Sent the full range, do pretty much whatever you want to do. Use step 1 to clean cast iron surfaces. That's cleaning cast iron is something I would not have thought of. But a little bit of grit in the wax that you're buffing into your surfaces would clean your surface. You're right. Let us know when you're the first. No, I'm going to be the first Canadian distributor. He'll have to find his own U.S. distributor. Well, I mean, I could be the North American distributor, but then you're paying duty coming or whatever you guys pay for border crossing stuff. Ceramic element soldering iron and not a nichrome one? What? So you gotta send me an email. I'm not gonna remember that. Ceramic element and not nichrome. I don't know what that means. Damn it, Jim. Well, it's actually not that bad for, like, when I send something to the east coast of Canada, it's not that much more for it to cross the border and go that far into the States. So, I mean, I could be a North American distributor, but he probably should find an American distributor as well. And he probably will. Like, if it's good and people catch on and they want to buy it, there's no stopping this guy if this stuff's good. Because finishing is a mess. Like, in terms of like the number of products that are available and what they all do and what they're best at and for what purpose and when you want to be using them and stuff, like, it's a mess. If you find a market for that stuff, and all the power to him, because like one 2-part thing to sand and finish stuff after you get to 400 grit is one of these and one of those. It's a pretty good idea. Oregon is not. Oh yeah, that's right. You are in Vancouver, Washington. And the food grade is a big deal, you're right. Weller WLC 100 soldering iron. Okay. I was actually the one that I was looking at getting was a Weller, but I didn't know what I needed. So head to head with Howard's. Yeah. But hey, if Howard's wants to send me some free stuff, we can do like a duel. Like Howard's versus Scotty. Okay, night ball. And it polishes resin. See, that's the other thing is I think when you start blending wood and resin together in projects, it complicates matters even more because the wood will take an oil, the resin won't take an oil. Like it is not a porous surface anymore. So something that'll do both. Weller, I hardly know her. Hey-o! All right. 3 hours, 3 minutes. I think we probably can say goodnight. People are starting to actually duck out. I think we've found the rad limit on how long a Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff episode can go. But we ended up with a walnut bowl that's pretty cool, I gotta say, for a spontaneous second bowl. That's a pretty good one. And we got an almost, it's like a bell or a hat. Ooh, I should make this into a hat. I just hollow it. I don't even need to hollow it out that much to make it a hat. It's an idea. Packaging was good enough for international shipping. There's a few dings. This guy got a few little dings in it. But that could have been from me killing imaginary spiders on my bench. I don't know. Happy birthday, Mrs. Mike. I'll let her know that you say so. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Megan wants to see it done. I'll finish it up. And at some point. I'm not going to say when. I was going to say when, but I'd just be lying. It's too far along and it's too nice to not do something with it. So it's super unfortunate that it just cracked. Like it almost put itself back together too after it cracked. Like it's a super clean break. I wonder if I can just get like a little syringe and like squidge some epoxy into, I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Sorry it was frustrating. It wasn't, we still had a good time. and we got a walnut one. See y'all in 2 weeks. Unless Bennett is going to take over Mike's shop next week. No, Mike can't take over my shop next week. He can do a live show from his shop when he starts a damn YouTube channel about RC trucks. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. By next weekend, the coffee table build will be ready and it'll be up by this time that this thing usually happens. So at least you'll have that to watch. And if you're a patron over on Patreon, I hope to have episode 1 of the guitar up over on Patreon so that you guys can help me workshop it before it goes out to the rest of the world. Hopefully also by next week. No, I'm not going to have both of those things. Maybe. Probably not. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. TikTok custom creations by Scott. And over on Instagram as well. Bye for now.